Kung Fu Panda 4 has enjoyable moments, and yet, it doesn't bring enough to the series to justify its existence. The animation is still great, and the voice acting is mostly good all around, with Viola Davis doing a good job as newcomer the Chameleon, even if the character is underwhelming. The action scenes aren't up there with the original, but they're fine. And yet, the film seems to prioritise action over plot. The first 3 films have their fair share of action scenes, but also a necessary amount of focus on the plot. It also lacks the emotional depth of the first 3 films, especially the first 2. And the backstories of Jen and the Chameleon feel rushed. And in the case of the latter, her being underestimated for being quote-unquote too small makes no sense. Did they forget that Mantis is one of the Furious 5? They may not have been in the film that much, but the film still acknowledges their existence. While I didn't find Kai a particularly memorable villain, the Chameleon comes off as more underwhelming and not much of a threat, as shown by taking the powers and abilities of previous villains, and not having any unique ones of her own. Speaking of previous villains, Tai Lung, Lord Shen and Kai all return. And Tai Lung is the only one who does anything. There is good closure to Tai Lung's arc, and Ian McShane maintains the vocal talent he did in the first film, but neither Shen nor Kai speak or do anything, and feel like they're just there for fan service. And there is no way that Shen, the panda killer, would come to respect Po by the end. The humour is a mixed bag for me. There are funny moments with Shifu, Lee, and Mr. Ping, and Po and Jen trying to carefully flee through a china shop is pretty funny. Other parts? Not so much. A lot of animated franchises get milked these days, and by this film, Kung Fu Panda has become no exception. The first Kung Fu Panda was about Po learning his own method of Kung Fu. The second was about him learning about his family, and the third was where both came together. This one doesn't really expand on the third, and feels like it exists because we need another Kung Fu Panda, and an admittedly awesome cover of Baby One More Time by Jack Black. It's not terrible, but it doesn't add enough to justify its existence.